all right. We hope you enjoyed yesterday when we had nachos with Nacho. It was really nice to have our Uncle Nacho join us. So today we are going to take a humble piece of boxfish, that's right, boxfish, and turn it into something really delicious. Now, those of you out there who either fish a lot or are lucky enough to have friends who fish a lot that share their fish, you don't have to use boxfish for this. You can use something else. I have friends who fish a lot, but not a lot of them share with me. Andy. So what's on the menu for today? Simple. We are going to make a delicious fish burger. Now, I know for some of you that might sound a little strange. The words fish and burger should not really be in the same sentence. I myself was never one of those who really used to tuck into the fillet-o-fish at Mackie D's. But this is something we tried one day purely by chance. I was amazed at how delicious it came out. So this is what we are going to use to make a delicious fish burger with an apple carrot coleslaw and some rosemary roast potatoes. Now, there's obviously no real trick here with the fish. You put it into the oven, let it bake, follow the instructions, and you're good to go. But we want to do a little bit more with it. We do tend to use this light and crispy version with a haddock in it, a haddock being kind of like a smoked hake almost that they mix in there. I just find that it really tastes great with a mixture of coleslaw, some fresh lettuce, tomato, mayo in a bun. It just tastes really great. And again, so what we've got to do at this stage is we got some veg that is kind of starting to turn in this house. So in the era of not wasting food, we've got to get busy. We've got to make something interesting with it. So what we've got is we've got some carrot sticks that are starting to dry out that were left over from the hummus recipe we made the other day. I've got some cabbage that you can see we need to cut away some of the dark stuff. There's still a lot of beautiful cabbage on here we need to use for the coleslaw. We're going to add some nice crispy apple sticks into that coleslaw. I've got some potatoes that you can see are growing more potatoes. And then we've got some rosemary that's starting to go dark. Now that's just drying out in the fridge really. Still beautiful, smells great, and as a dried herb, it's going to work perfect. That and the potatoes are going to work really well together. We've got some mayo that's going to go with the other ingredients for the coleslaw, and then we're going to put our delicious fish burger together, and we really hope you try this one. You will be very surprised indeed. Okay, so we basically just cut the potatoes up into like a chip shape. You would have seen we left the skins on. Like I've said before, there's nutrition in the skins. Leave them on. Just give it a wash and leave them on. Important thing to do is just try and keep that as uniform as possible, obviously so that they cook at the same time, because if you've got different sizes, some will cook quicker than others. We've just put it in a bowl of some fresh water. That's basically just going to draw some of the starch off the potatoes so it'll crisp up better. I've got a pot of boiling salted water here. I'm going to pop those in. At this stage, if you wanted to, you could just straight up deep fry these. We just don't really chow the deep fried stuff that much. So once they're partially cooked, we're going to put them on a baking tray with a fish on the other side, because we're going to do a one pan wonder. And all I'm going to do is put some olive oil and some herbs over the chips, and we're going to be good to go. Our potatoes are on the boil. The oven's busy warming up to 200 degrees Celsius, and I've chopped up the carrots, the cabbage, and those beautiful little sweet apple sticks. Absolutely great. Now, with that coleslaw, when you bite on those little pieces of crunchy carrot, crunchy apple, you get that really nice textural flavor change in there. So, I mean, any normal coleslaw, cabbage, spices, whatever, and mayo is good. But you can really make a coleslaw stand out and complement a lot of dishes by making these small little changes and adding some nice, fresh, crunchy ingredients to it. So all that's left to do now, we're going to throw some mayo, mix this all together, and then we're going to put a lid on it and put it in the fridge. I'm not going to salt it just yet, because what the salt will do is the salt will actually draw moisture out of the cabbage, and you'll start to see there's like a little bit of liquid and stuff in the bottom. So always a good idea if you're doing coleslaw, just remember, salt will extract the moisture. Okay, so our potatoes are ready. They're kind of where I want them to be. All I did was put it in a colander, drain them. You want the water to be out. because they need to be as dry as possible now. So lay them out on a towel, put another one on top, just dry them off. The drier they are, the crispier they'll be. But what I do now is I sort of toss them around in here, so it chips them and cracks them and scuffs them a bit. And that oil coating is going to make those bits super crispy, because this is not the time nor the place for a slop anything. Right, so all I did was coat this in olive oil, put in some of that dried rosemary, salt, pepper, tossed it around to coat it nicely, another little coating of salt and pepper and some more herbs, and that is going to go into the oven. That's going to turn out really great, nice crispy elements, and these chips are going to go perfect with those little box fish burgers. It's oven time. Okay, so the fish is in. 10 minutes time, I'm going to check them, probably turn them over, scuffle those chips around a little bit as well, making sure they all get nice and crispy. And for now, I've got 20 minutes, so we're going to get the Skittles out, and it's temp and bowling time here in the Steenkamp house. Okay, so our fish has come out great. I've pulled them out now so they can just cool slightly. I put the chips back in, oven off, grill on to get that last nice little kind of toasty heat on them. And now I'm going to compose this beautiful fish burger. And you can see these little things have turned out amazingly nice and crisp and golden. And they actually taste really nice. The coating on this light and crispy haddock is actually really delicious. And check how great these chips turned out. You just don't need a deep fry. Right, so the chips are basically ready, and now you can compose your burger however you like. I tend to like to start with some nice big pieces of lettuce right on the bottom, because what that actually does is it catches the juices. I'm going to put some tomato on there next, and I just like to sort of season that. Then I'm going to put on a piece of fish. Okay, and on top of that, some of this beautiful coleslaw. Just like that. So there you have it. The Ek en Sy boxfish burger with oven crispy rosemary chips. I'm telling you, fish burgers are worthwhile trying, especially this one. It's absolutely delicious. And you do not need a deep fryer to make crispy chips. We hope you enjoy this recipe, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Oh, that's good.